sort of suffering. This is a government policy. What we are debating in the genocide or discussing is a government, Ottoman government, killed the number 1 million, 1.5 million, 800,000, whatever number you give, its own citizen because their only crime was to belong to a certain ethnic religious group. Period. If you find an equal thing, then you can compare, but not to relativize, to understand the human sufferings in the world. So, I think this is an important problem in Turkey, and we have to discuss more with our Turkish friends, intellectuals. I'm hoping that they will change this attitude. I have that one sentence. Hasan Cemal repeated this in Boston a lot. Turks suffered also. You know what? From whom took this sentence? From Hrant Dink. Why Hrant use this sentence? Because Hrant was talking to Turkish audience. You know, the audience also always important. To which audience you are talking. And for Turkish audience, most of the Turks know their own suffering during the First World War, and Hrant wanted to talk to their heart, saying that, you know, you suffered, but the Armenians also suffered. Let's understand all this human suffering. And in that context, this sentence makes sense. But to come and say to an Armenian survivor or the genocide survivor saying that, you know what, you were killed, but, you know, the Turks also suffered, he would get crazy, you know, and say, what's this guy talking about? So, these are the learning process. And Hasan is open to that one. Please don't close the doors. This is the learning process as you really correct address. This is the bottom-up process, and this is the dialogue from individuals to individuals, intellectuals to intellectuals, and we should enter in this era, in this level, and it is important. And this is a learning process for all of us. I learned a lot when I first started working on Armenian genocide. I learned a lot from you, and I'm sure my Armenian friends, they learned a lot from me, and we are not there where we were 10 years ago. These exchanges really helps us a lot, and this is what we need. You know, your anger, for example, on this recognition of the Armenian genocide, because it is so important. The bottom idea there is, you want to be understood, your suffering. You want that the others understand and address this suffering, and if the others listens to you, this anger also will come down, and you say, oh, they listen to me. They try to understand my suffering. This is the process. I think it's worth it to go into that process.
Well, let me conclude this really interesting evening in this way. As Dr. Akcam and all of us repeatedly indicated, we have different perspectives, we have different stereotypes, we are sitting in different places, and we are monologuing. There is no dialogue. Each of us has, as a nation, its own reading of history. And we need an open space to interact. One of our church fathers, St. Narcissus the Gracious, in a letter to the Byzantine emperor, writes, when we come together, says, as churches, Greek Church and the Armenian Church, and sit down to discuss church unity, we have to put at the center Jesus Christ. He should tell us who is wrong, who is right, what is wrong, what is right. In this case, we need a center. And we have to come around that center. That center, as you rightly pointed out, is the suffering of the Armenian people, is the martyrdom of the Armenian people, is the genocide of the Armenian people. It is the truth, the historical truth. And I think we should come together, you see, around that truth. And that truth, you see, generates responsibility, accountability, and mutuality. You see, if there is no truth, we enter in a vicious circle. We enter in a vicious circle. We need truth, and that truth should guide us. That truth should lead us in this process of reconciliation. And quoting the words of Mustafa Kemal in your book, This Shameful Act, I think sooner or later, you see, the shameful act must be duly recognized by Turkey. And I think this is our legitimate expectation. Any research work along these lines will tremendously help both Turkey and others, the international community, the Armenian people, you see, to move forward along these lines. Once again, Dr. Akcam, thank you very much for your being with us. And thank you also for all of you who joined us tonight. God bless you all.